What a day. So, y'all, uh, how's everybody doing? Hopefully, you guys are doing well. I was supposed to go live on the weekend and I did not. I was too tired. I had things to do. But I'm here today, so um, I have more time this week, so I should be able to go live with y'all, especially for the weekend. Yeah, I had a interesting day today. I was so exhausted. I went home and I took a nap, which I never do, right? It's very rare that I take a nap. And so I took one and I was afraid I wasn't going to wake up, but I wake up. And then I had an important phone call with this woman that I've literally known for years. And, it was about a dispute that we had. But we've been friends for so long that, it was kind of getting to me for a bit, not being able to go to her. Because she's the one I go to for guidance or any spiritual matter, right? And so, definitely, I'm definitely grateful because, I know that those type of relationships, the longer you're in, thank you, the longer time goes by, the more work it requires to preserve the relationships, friendships, and the more, time goes by, the more we change and the more authentic we show up, right? And so my challenge here for this conversation with her was to show up authentic, be honest, but in a kind way, right? And I was able to do that, so I was grateful. When we talk about love, right, for others, friendships, relationships, it's an important part of our lives. So, the more precious the connections are, the more we're willing to invest, right? Even through the good times, through the hard times, the difficult times, right? And so I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful. So, all right, y'all. Enough about that. I think that put me in a good mood because I needed that. I needed that mending, right? So, if you guys resonate with my readings today, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Today we're doing the 4 elements. Time flies so fast. I know, right? We're focused on the 4 elements today, so we're going to do air, fire, earth, and water, right? I feel like I want to do air first. We're going to do air and fire, or I don't know which sign I didn't do last week. I think it was like earth and air that I didn't go over, but that's okay. Today we're going to start with air. Air signs. Yeah, I had a good day today. I am going to timestamp the elements. We're going to do Gemini, Libra, Aquarius for this segment. So we're going to spend about 20 minutes, 25 minutes on each sign. Probably 20 minutes. I don't think we need more than that. And yeah. Do I want to do a little preview on what I'm getting? Probably not. I'm not getting any downloads right now. Okay, yeah, let's just get started. All right, let's do air signs. Air signs. We're going to do 408, 408. Okay, so I'm getting a new contract. Somebody renews a contract this season. It's a new contract, so you're starting from zero. So something could have ended, and again, this could be like it's like something ends and then something starts again. So somebody renews a contract because I'm getting the contract card with justice. The scales are balanced. Something ends here, maybe a certain dynamic, or maybe there's a certain role you played in a dynamic and that ends. It's like there's finality. So there was something in there, a couple of learning lessons that we needed to learn, right? To take hold. and then working with all the lessons that we learned this season through our relationships, through our work opportunities, and then just starting over again. But again, it's like initiating a contract. So this could be work related as well. Whatever type of contract this looks like, somebody could be renewing a lease or starting a new lease, but it's a contract nevertheless, right? And it almost seems like this time around you're going to use all the experiences you had from the previous contracts and you're applying them to the new one. For some of you guys, it's contracts in work. So now you're taking a new work opportunity. But again, taking everything you've learned, right? Past experiences. Maybe you were managing a different company or you're managing a company and then now you're a manager for a different company, but it almost seems like you're taking everything you've learned from how what not to do, what to do, and then making it better, right? So it's like learning. Did we learn? Did we learn something from our last experience, right? And I feel like you did because you start at zero again. This time more hopeful, more passionate. The passion's still there, even if it's something new, even if it's something that you're renewing. For some of you guys, it's an extension of a contract. So you could have finished a contract in wherever you're at, right? And now you're starting over, renewing it. And you're just as eager to start in this new contract as you were the first time around. But again, it's a different version of you. It's a more enlightened or enhanced version of you, right? This experience that you've gained, you're going to take it under your belt and take it with you. And that's why it almost seems like this is the difference. It's like, look at the difference between this version of you, the fool, right? Starting over, being led, right? Through instinct, instinctually led to this contract and realizing the type of love that's still there. Or the love that could be gained, and more enhanced version of love that could be gained in this experience, right? And this is you receiving that. It's an opportunity, right? To renew a contract with someone and do it again. But this version of you is different. You're more experienced. You're more authentic, right? You're showing more authentic than you've ever have. You're showing up with more courage than you've had in the past. Interesting. I feel like somebody's also releasing a lot of pent up emotions, or they're releasing something on the emotional scale so that you can be prepared. It almost seems like you're being with this is what I'm saying. It's like some parts of you are being let go. And there's something renewed here. And you understand why it's important to let go of something. Maybe this is a version of you that you've carried along with you your whole life. And now you're being asked to let it go because it's like when it's time to renew a contract or when it's time to start something new, these burdens or fears won't get in the way. This limited way of being is not going to get in the way of you learning new lessons. Interesting. What are we talking about? We're talking about the renewed sense of self through love, relationships, contracts. It could be work contracts as well. It's a renewed contract here. See what I'm saying? Like you spent this last year releasing a lot of pent up emotions, and it's getting you prepared for this transformation. It almost seems like you realize you've been changing a lot, and that could have scared you a little bit, air signs, because you can logically make sense of why the transformation is taking place, why there's a lot of letting go, releasing, and that automatically changes you. But from a heart space, it's difficult. It's more difficult to grasp because it's actually happening in real time, right? You are changing by the minute, by the moment, through releasing the past. You're changing and becoming more readily available for the present. So now you're more emotionally available for the present, right? And that could be what's scaring people. There's a more yeah, this version of you, it's very present, and you may not be fully acquainted with that version yet, but you're getting to know it as we speak. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's pull from the Rider-Waite. I want to pull the Rider-Waite today. Why? I don't know. I just want to. I feel like, look, this is you, but you see the trees? They're bare. So you spent this whole time, seasons, trying to, again, kind of get acquainted with this version of yourself that you haven't met or haven't really fully stepped into. But that's the point. It's like, how else are you going to get acquainted with this version of yourself unless if you're in the present moment? But when you're in the present moment, it's also simultaneously requiring you to release the old. So while you're releasing the old, you're in the present moment. Do you see how it's working? It coincides perfectly. And that's where you're seeing the transformations take place. I feel like a lot of you guys realize you've changed significantly. You're no longer willing to tolerate what you would have tolerated in the past. You don't react in the same ways you would have in the past, and if you do, you're staying it's like you're being accountable. So maybe if you were around people that made you react in a certain way, you know what people you want to be around, and the people that enhance those type of reactions, right? You know what to stay away from. I feel like you're not tolerating as much as you used to in the past. And that's also like a sign of loyalty to self, which I think is very refreshing. You're the King of Swords. So again, the way you're coming across isn't in a disrespectful manner. You're coming across as the King of Swords. So yes, they are logical. They are practical. This is in the realm of you. You are air. You are the sword of truth. So you're coming up, again, not just logical and centered on a mental capacity, but the sword is up, meaning that you are willing to speak the truth, even if it makes people uncomfortable, because it's your truth, and you cannot sacrifice your belief systems, your truth, who you are, just to, maintain certain relationships, maintain the peace. It's okay to do that, but if it comes at the cost of self, then it's not really, it can be viewed as a disservice to self, right? And I feel like you're coming up as centered, practical, but still in your truth. You're not going around fighting people, but you're offering your truth. And you're hoping that by you showing up in this way, authentic, then other people who are like-minded just like you show up in that way. Even in your existing relationships, new relationships, it doesn't matter. Work relationships, you're showing up a certain way, and you would hope that the people around you are inspired to show up the same way. And if they don't, that's okay. No, I'm not doing that. I don't care about your ex. You shouldn't care about your ex. And if you do, you got to cry. And when you cry, you're going to forgive and you're going to move on. That's the best thing that you could do. Because that guy's not going to change. He's going to keep making your life hell. Shania, he's going to keep making your life hell. So if I were you, I'd go, I'd cut my losses, go cry somewhere and cry and cry and cry and heal and forgive and move on. And if you can't forgive, accept that this is what happened, accept your part in the problem and move on. Because the minute you do that, you become free. And then it's a learning experience so that the next relationship you get into, you don't let them treat you like that. Okay? Okay. All right. Sorry. All right, I got the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody here is going through the depression or feeling left out in the cold. Somebody here is feeling like really, really sad because somebody was left behind, or it almost seems like you're trying to be a part of a group or part of an environment that will never accept you. You're trying to be part of something that has never accepted you, but really, I don't think it has. These experiences are a mirror. They're a mirror to. They're a mirror because in a way, it's like we're sitting here wanting to be a part of a group or accepted, but realizing that like what we really want is our own self-acceptance. What we really want is to be understood and heard by our own self. But for whatever reason, we're not aligning to that. We're not connecting to that because the type of crying and healing that we'd have to do to be able to sit still and listen to what our real needs are. If we really sat there, right? And reflected over every person who rejected us, every person that could not meet us halfway, every person who was as emotionally unavailable as we are. If we really sat there and felt our emotions, we'd realize that there's certain needs that we want that these people couldn't give us anyways. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's not just the people that you're around, it's anyone and everything. So it almost seems like whatever makes you feel left out in the cold, it's you can be anywhere and still feel alone. You can go anywhere and still feel misunderstood or feel like no one understands you, but yet it's internal, right? So it's from within. And I feel like this season, you go within and realize that whatever this feelings of being misunderstood, lonely, uninspired, whatever these feelings of sadness are, you're going to deal with them because you need to. As you're dealing with these emotions, we liberate ourselves into the butterfly. It's parts of self that, again, we're not willing to let go of yet. It could be, and it's also being reflected back to us in the exterior. So if there's parts of self that we're not willing to part ways with, it's also showing up in the physical through our relationships, our work environments, where we keep attaching ourselves to environments, people, places, and things that are not a reflection of who we really want to be, but what we're used to, what we grew up seeing, right? And so being around these environments are actually, that's what's causing more depression than the actual depression. Being around people who don't understand us, who make us feel less than, that is part of why we're depressed. Versus also just the depression of feeling alone, right? So you could be around people and still feel really miserable, really lonely, right? And that's the point. The loneliness doesn't go away until we face whatever that is. And through that pain, because it's very painful, that's what the awakening is, right? Through that awakening, it's the facing the pain, crying, journaling about it, right? Talking about it. Through doing that, it's how we learn to let go. It's how we learn to accept what is not for us, what parts of self do not belong with us, those limited beliefs that we carry with us, that we're worthy of what we see in our reality, that's not with us, and it's not part of our blueprint anymore. And I feel like the more we deal with that reality or that truth, because it is facing a truth, which is a sword, the more acquainted we become with another version of ourselves that we haven't yet 100% aligned to yet. Do you see what I'm saying? Am I making sense? It's hard to let go of what did not work out, but I feel like that's what's causing more depression. Holding on to something that it's not sustainable. Holding on to something that is not a reflection of who you really want to be. Mm, mm, right? That's why it's called letting go. Some of us are having a hard time letting go, and that's okay. It could have taken us a very long time to get to this point, and we still have a little bit more to go, but that's okay. That's part of the journey, you know? And although it's painful now, I think as we get through the process, we become grateful because we still choose healing. We still choose to show up. We still choose to want better and then do it as an action, right? Action is feeling your emotions. That's an action. You're allowing emotions to come up so that you can um, hear whatever sorry, how do I say it? These emotions come up for a reason. It's an action. You're dealing with them, right? But then you're also hearing a version of yourself that, again, there's certain wants and needs that that you could have felt you wanted. It was a desire that you never felt like you could ever achieve or attain, and it's because it's buried deep beneath the pain. It's buried deep beneath the parts of self that we're not willing to part ways with. But once we learn to heal, we part ways with certain parts of self. Automatically, it happens. That's what the healing does. It's like it almost feels like it's a restructuring or a um, and I do think at bio that we also change as well, like physically. It's a breakdown and then a regeneration, right? And I feel like that's what's happening. Um, and then it gets us to really align to or get closer to these desires that we've always wanted, but never felt we were close enough or good enough for them. But it's because we haven't become that part yet, but we're working on it, right? Okay. Even me too, ma'am. Exactly. There you go. Look. There's a certain level of love that wants to exude from you. You see how it's coming out of the heart space? There's a certain amount of love that comes out of you. And there's more of love to come out of you, but it's like it's trapped. It feels like you're trapped. There's a certain amount of love that could be released within you, and it's not, it's like you're struggling to get it out. And again, I think this has to do with the healing. The more healing we do, the more emotionally available we become. And I feel like that's what we've been clearing the heart space for, right? To become more emotionally available, to become more loving, more optimistic, more free. Yep. That's what it is. And I feel like the universe is, this feels like a gathering of like the time. I feel like somebody was thinking of time as like trying to get through a healing phase fast. But now you understand the process of why it takes so long, or why you felt like you're delaying the process, but really you're just feeling your emotions. And that's what's, I feel like when you really sit in the emotions, instead of like keeping track of time, which is logical, you start to understand why everything's taking as long as it does. because you're becoming more available, right? To whatever it is that you desire. That's why it took as long as it did. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Abundance. That's what I'm saying. This is what you're becoming available to, abundance. But it's not, it's your own abundance. It's your own. It's like if you've always had were uncomfortable being in your own energy, in your own space, you're learning not to be. You're learning to be comfortable in your own space, right? You're learning to be loving, more understanding, more forgiving to your own self, more tolerant and patient with your own growth. Whereas in the past, you could have been really all about results, result driven. And now it's like you understand that things take time. Growth is not, it shouldn't, if you want to rush it, you can, but I feel like it's going to be very painful and triggering. And it can cause like some type of resentment towards spirituality because you're trying to force yourself to be or do something you're not ready to do yet. And that will cause your own shadow to like give up and do a 180 and go back to what it knows, which is addictions, coping mechanisms. And now that you know that that's not really what you want either, you're learning that slow and steady wins the race here. Yeah, this is the, because I was, no, these are in reverse. Interesting, I drew the only cards that ended up in reverse. So, 5 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, somebody's sad here. It's okay. Somebody doesn't feel like 100% themselves, and that's okay. Somebody feels lack of purpose or lost and confused with the 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. And that's okay. It almost feels like there's changes in the exterior that are also happening, but it almost seems like that the more you heal, it could be just even a small amount of healing that takes place, it rapidly changes your reality. So time could be speeding up, it feels like it, but the more you heal, the more changes you see within yourself. And then you see it reflecting outwardly. So that's what's showing, that's the proof that's showing that you're in the right direction. Even when you don't feel you're in the right direction, you are. Because everything's a learning lesson. Even if there are parts of us that give up and decide we don't want to do this anymore, it's still part of the journey. Because at the end of the day, I see you guys learning a lesson in that, through that, and then still getting back to dealing with the pain, right? And the struggles, and then coming through it more resilient. Who is sad? We are sad. We are sad. Yep, King of Cups, King of Swords, and Temperance. This is what I'm saying. It's like with the Ace of Wands, yeah. You may not think so, but there's a lot of wisdom that you've gained through the sadness, through the coping mechanisms that you had to overcome or that you're overcoming. There's a lot of experience that you've gained recently that has taught you a lot about yourself. In the process. King of Cups with Temperance, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You had the King of Swords earlier. And the King of Cups. This is a more balanced person. But I'm kind of getting you're sitting still in your own emotions and learning to be comfortable with them. No matter how painful. You're okay with sitting in your pain. You're okay sitting in your emotions, whether you're happy one day, whether you're sad the next. You're okay with that. And I feel like through you're learning how to replenish your own cup, right? You're learning how to replenish yourself by dealing with your emotions, whereas in the past you may have just ran from them or avoided them, right? Or try to force yourself through them. It's more of a balance. So now you're sitting with your emotions, and although some days it seems gloomy, it almost seems as though you know that this is the right thing to do because you feel slightly better after. Divine timing, divine timing. I keep hearing divine timing. The sun's coming out, you just don't see it because it's behind you. Happy days are ahead, whether you keep praying. After somebody's asking the divine, am I going to be happy again? Am I going to feel better again? And the divine's like, yes. You keep getting reassurance that yes, you will be. You will be okay again. Damn, I dropped the card. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. All right, who's next? Yeah, you can have a reading if you donate. Cash App, PayPal, you could donate on YouTube. If you donate money, I'll do a reading for you. $5 at least. The Fool again, yep. This is you giving the present version of you, the present moment, a chance. This is you giving yourself a chance to really get to know yourself and enjoy your own company. And healing is included in that. You're welcome. All right. Yep. What did I say? You're learning to like yourself in all ways, shapes, and forms. More than ways than one. You're learning to like your own company. Very good. All right. We are going to move on to the next sign. Let's do earth signs. What do I want to do? Fire. Let's do earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. $33.17. Ma'am, I am. Oh, that's good, Shamaya. Or Shania, sorry. Or Shania. Maybe it's Shania, sorry. Shania. All right, Ace of Pentacles. Yep, you're the Earth sign. Ace of Pentacles. I'm getting you're sitting there like focused, working hard, minding your own business, and then this new opportunity comes in. It's like you're just minding your business, but you don't see this thing coming. I feel like you're gonna realize that like you work really hard. You've been working so hard, like trying to make money, right? Build a lifestyle, be this, be that. And it's like, now you can sit and look pretty. This is you. You're the King of Pentacles. This is somebody who's resourceful. This is somebody who is very abundant, rich, right? But in spirit as well. right? So you may not have the most amount of wealth, but you kind of do. Like you get by and you have the luxury to buy whatever you need or want. And I feel like you've just been focused on your money, your finances. You've been focused on um, building the lifestyle that you want. And I feel like there's people around you, or there's energies that have been wanting to take from you because they know how independent you are. They know how abundant and fruitful you are. They've been trying to take from you. There's somebody here angry. Look at this goat or whatever in the back. There's an angry energy. It's like there's these angry energies all around you because they see you as abundant and they want what you have, or they don't know how hard you work to get here, but they envy you. They really hate you. Hmm. But you don't care. You know they hate you. You still show up and do what you got to do, which is why it's actually funny. Yeah, you have a lot of bad energies around you. There's people around you that hate you or absolutely despise you. And the Page of Cups. This is that again. You got an Ace of Pentacles and an Ace of Swords. The Magician wanted to come out earlier. I think I got to use the Magician here. And a Cup. Yeah, they see you and they know, like, I feel like people are drawn to you, but a lot of people around you are drawn to you for the wrong reasons. So you have to be very careful because you are so abundant, so like lucky. Like the type of aura that you have is very inviting, very loving, very giving, very abundant, like I said. And I feel like people know that. So they gravitate towards you and they want to take what you have, or they're around you for the wrong reasons. Okay? Yeah, they know you're gonna be very, very, very abundant one day. Yeah. That's why I feel like that's what they're doing. They're like wanting to take from you, whether that's energetically, emotionally, physically, financially. They think they're just trying to take from you. Yep. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine of cups. Yeah. Oh, you got the Queen of Pentacles here. If all these cards fell, but I don't know if I'm supposed to take them with the Empress. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people that try to take your spot, or they try to take from you, or they try to like get rid of you and they couldn't. They couldn't successfully do it, which is why they hate you even more, because they tried to get rid of you or tried to get you fired or tried to get, like sabotage you, and it didn't work. It didn't work in their favor. Hold on, y'all. I'm smoking my vape. Look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If y'all want a reading, I will read for you, but you need to donate. If you don't donate, don't ask me for a reading, okay? Okay. I don't read for free anymore, okay? And when I do, it's only because I feel like it. Today I don't. You have strength in reverse. Well, technically I am reading free because it's collective. But Mm. I feel like somebody doesn't view themselves as. It almost seems like you're in a dog eat dog world, right? So like the environment you're in is harsh. It could be a little cutthroat, but that's okay. It's like you still do what you do. Yeah, this is you. You're the empress. People know you're the one in authority. People know you're the boss without saying you're the boss. They know you're the boss. You work for this position. People respect you. But I feel like you don't gloat over it, or you don't try to make people miserable. You just show up as you are. And people know there's something very loving about you, which is what makes you the boss. That's strength. It's the loving version of you. That's why people want to take from you or sabotage you, because you're just, you're very authentic, and you're very pure, and you're very giving, and you're very loving. But just be mindful that, like, not to give at the expense of self, right? Because you're also coming out as the Queen of Pentacles here with all this wealth to give, and I feel like you need to give yourself a little bit more for yourself too, okay? So like focus on giving to yourself as well. With the Nine of Cups, yeah, you did pretty well. That's independent, that's fruitful, that's moneymaker, that's you are it. You are the real deal, okay, Earth signs? I hear Earth signs saying, yeah, I know. With the Magician, yeah, they can give you anything. And I feel like that's what it is. I feel like a lot of people made it difficult for you in your work environments, in your social environments. I feel like you were the odd man out. Like a lot of people tried to make your life a living hell or very difficult, but that didn't stop you. Like it's like you made do best with what was given to you or your circumstances. You made the best out of that situation, which is why you won. Do you see what abundance really means sometimes? Making the best out of a situation, no matter if you end up with the least, right? You come out victorious anyways. You ended up winning. You ended up coming out with more because you became resourceful. You knew how to use certain things to your advantage. And you always had certain skill sets that people wish they had. And you put them to use, okay? A lot of people have gifts in this lifetime and they have a lot of disadvantages, okay? It's an equal exchange of gifts and disadvantages. It's balanced out. So you came in here with a lot of disadvantages, but you had a lot of gifts and talents and abilities, and you put them to work. Even when people told you you couldn't do that, you did it. You proved them wrong. I feel like somebody told you you couldn't be successful. I feel like somebody told you you couldn't win. You couldn't, you know, do it on your own. And you did. And you did. That's why you're standing here on your own. There's nobody beside you. And that's the point. I'm not saying you don't have people that love you. I'm not saying you don't have family, friends. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you did. This is a reflection of what you made happen for yourself. This is why you're proud of yourself, or you're starting to become proud of yourself. Because people see that and they're telling you that to your face, that they admire you because of your strengths. Strength didn't come out in reverse, but remember, your strength is how you show up, your truths, the hard work you put on in, but also just feeling lucky. Do you feel lucky? Do you feel abundant? Do you feel blessed, right? Do you feel that you're more than? Because the Empress just sits there. Yeah, she works hard, but she sits there knowing her worth. Do you feel you're worthy of all the luxuries in life that life gives to you? I think you are. I think you know that. No. The King of Wands. It comes out, man. All these kings are coming out. It didn't come out, so I'm not pulling it out. I feel like somebody's very independent, but they're learning to love their life even when they're alone. And that's a real win. That means you're loving your life even when you're on your own. Because you know that you worked hard to get to where you're at. Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, yeah. Yeah, you got two pairs here. If this is in the realm of relationships, which I don't think it is, but if it is, I'm getting like you and your counterpart, and this is somebody I don't think you've met them yet. You and your counterpart are living your best lives, but alone. You haven't met your counterpart yet. Because you guys are ruling your own kingdoms or perfecting your own kingdoms and becoming prepared so that when you meet this person, you're in a really good space, not just financially, not just like through creativity, but like through ambition, inspiration, and happiness. Internal happiness, real, genuine love, loyalty, and happiness with self. And I feel like that's what the universe is preparing you guys for. You got the Tower. Yeah, I feel like that's why the universe keeps like, if you're trying to date other people, if you're trying to settle for less or settle down, the universe is not going to let you do that because you're already destined and fated for a specific individual that you haven't met yet. And it hasn't come into fruition because you're still getting prepared. You both are getting prepared for this. And there's a certain time or place that it's going to happen. It is going to happen. It's just not right now. That's why I feel like some of you guys wanted to settle down. The universe isn't going to let you. That's why it creates all these tower moments to come in and get you to wake up. It gets you to leave, stop trying to settle. Because I feel like somebody here feels lonely. Or they don't want to be alone anymore. But the universe is saying, stop that. Stop that. Yeah, you're already predestined and fated to meet somebody. And the universe is going to get in the way of whoever else you try to partner up with, they're going to cause tower moments so that you don't end up with them. Because you are not meant to be with them. You're meant to be with one specific person that the universe has aligned for you. Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. But just ask yourself why out of every single time you try to get in a relationship, it doesn't work out. Because those aren't your real partners. That's not your real partner. They were never meant to be. These are just learning lessons. There's a reason they couldn't love you the way you wanted to be loved. There's a reason you couldn't love them the way you needed to love them. Because you guys were not destined for each other. So until then, the universe is... I think you're starting to accept that or learn that. Until then, this is you playing with your money. Like, well, I'm going to focus on my money, my career, my finances. Good idea. You have the cat here. You have a protective animal here. I'm getting the cat. Like, you have a lot of guards. You have guardians, like guardians that protect you. I'm getting two in particular. And a spirit animal. Does somebody have a cat that passed away that that watches over you? I'm getting a black cat. They're protecting you. Oh, some cat is protecting you. This is why you always feel lucky, even or taken care of by the universe, even when you're in doubt. The universe still interjects. All right. That was for my earth signs. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The next sign we're going towards is going to be the, let's do fire. Let's do fire, and then we're going to do water. Or should I do water? Let's do water. Let's do water. Water. 49.53. I'm having water. You're having sleepless nights here. Somebody's up all night thinking of like some type of tragedy. Something could have happened recently, like a trigger. I feel like somebody got triggered. And every time you get triggered, it's a reflection of the injustice that took place a while ago that you still haven't gotten over. So whatever this trigger was, it actually isn't the thing that's making you cry or upset. It's whatever this trigger is reminding you of your past that you never healed from, your childhood. That's why it hurts so much. It's not necessarily what the person did recently. It's why these triggers keep happening. Think about it. How many times has this happened where you get triggered? Let's dig into the trigger first. Whatever this trigger was, you got to ask yourself why you keep getting re-triggered in the same area with different people. And I feel like, again, it's reminding you of something you didn't get. Oh, it's an injustice that happened in your past that you didn't get to feel. You didn't get to heal from. And it keeps coming up for you to deal with it once and for all. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Yeah, I keep getting that, like, you don't want to look at whatever this is because it reminds you of too much pain. It's too painful. Let's see what this trigger's about. Let's get into it. And now I'm intrigued. So somebody betrayed you in the past, your childhood. Somebody betrayed you. A family member betrayed you. This. They go this. What is the Nine of Cups here? I feel like somebody hated, one of your parents hated you when you were growing up, or somebody in your family hated you in your childhood. Like they literally look at this. This was you. This is what I said when the child, right? What did I say? This is your childhood. You were really happy, really like, look, this is how happy you were. And this is somebody in the background that fucking like hated you. Look at this. This is you, and you're still carrying that. Because this is the moon. This is you not wanting to look at what this is, but look at the moon. Look at the way it's looking at you. It's just looking at you with disapproval. There you go. So I guess you might have had a parent that was disapproving of you. Of just because you were happy or they didn't like you. I know, I'm sorry I said it like that. One of your parents didn't like you. So they made your life like, it's like they took everything out on you. Or they didn't allow you access to their love, or I'm getting they try to make it difficult for you. Yeah, that's hard. Walking around, being the ray of sunshine, being happy, and then being afraid to be happy because somebody, somebody with bad intentions is looming behind you, or you got to watch your surroundings, right? Because somebody here isn't happy with you or is disapproving of you. It's a truth. Maybe that's the problem. You're having a hard time accepting that you're dealing with a disapproving person in your life, or you were dealing with a disapproving person in your life, and that it really messed you up. Yeah, whoever this person is, water signs, I'm getting like they hated your strength. Because this is like abundance. Like they hated on you. This is self-proclaimed. This is abundance. This is a confident person. This is somebody who knows they're the shit, right? And this is you. You know you're it. You've always known you were it. You've always been confident. And I feel like this person hated that about you because they could have felt very unsure about themselves. So instead of them admiring you for your strengths, they hated you for it. And this is a hard truth to accept, I'm getting. This could be a maternal figure. I feel like somebody's watching you. It's a maternal figure. This is a woman. It doesn't have to be a mom. It could be a mother figure. It didn't have to be your like actual mom. It could have been somebody who watched over you in an institution. It could have been a teacher. It was somebody around you. It was a female though. Yeah, any chance they had to like make your life hell, they would. Or they would like throw daggers at you. I'm getting like they're throwing stuff at you to see if it lands or sticks. They were very calculated. They knew exactly what they were doing. So if they sit here and say they didn't know, or that's not them, you know, they start like projecting or no, not projecting. If they start, you know, denying it, they know. They know they're a vile person. They know how horrible and disgusting they are, by the way. This person knows they're disgusting. They can't look in a mirror. This person knows how vile they are. So if they sit there and act like the victim, like they didn't know, it wasn't, you know, or they say sorry, it's not a real sorry. They know how vile and disgusting they've been to you. What they'll never admit to you is how much they've hated you or how much they still hate you. They hate you. Damn. Can I guide you? I think I am through the reading. The reading is guiding you. God's guiding you, not me. I'm just a reader. Yeah, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. You got 3 aces here. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. I feel like the universe is trying to tell you like this is the truth. This is the truth, but you were having a hard time accepting that or acknowledging the impact that this maternal figure caused. I wouldn't even call it maternal figure. Whoever this person was, she's not a mom, okay? She was far from that. But I'm getting that the universe is trying to bring you this truth so that you can deal with it. Your emotions are trying to like come up so that you could deal with it, but you're having a hard time I can't blame you. This is a hard place to be. What I'm saying is like, it's like your emotions are ready for you to, your body's ready for you to deal with this. But it's really difficult too because it brings you back to those moments where you were helpless or you were being sabotaged by your parents, like a female figure, a caretaker. I'll say a female caretaker. It's hard because it's like this caretaker should have loved you, should have been there for you, should have guided you in the right ways, and they didn't. They failed you. They failed themselves. And I feel like you're ready to deal with that. The universe keeps, this is what I'm saying, it brings in the truth so you can deal with it. Or you keep getting re-triggered by people who remind you of the maternal figure so that you could deal with it once and for all. This is the time to do it. That way you become more emotionally available, more abundant, more this, more that. But really it's just trying to get you to heal from something that caused you a lot of pain. And I feel like that's what it is. You're not letting yourself, you're not wanting to admit how painful this was to you. And I get it. I'm not mad at you for that. I get it, you know? 7 of Swords is dishonesty, betrayal, stealing, theft. I feel like this person tried to steal from you. They tried to steal your image, or maybe they felt like you were stealing their image. They tried to take from you. Anything that was yours, they felt like it was rightfully theirs too. Damn, this person is very vindictive. I'm getting they're a vindictive person, or they are. And you go around having to watch your back because you're afraid that when you sense this energy, or you keep attracting this type of energy into your life, it's because it's unresolved. And it's going to keep coming up until you deal with it. That's why you're watching over your shoulders, or because you're around people like that, and it brings you back to those moments where subconsciously you keep being drawn to this because this is what you're dealing with. That's why you keep asking, why do you keep attracting certain people into your life? It's because of that. It's unresolved. Yep, this is what I'm saying. One of your parents, man, they gave you breadcrumbs and shit. Look, this is what I'm saying. One of your, I think it's a mom, your mother figure gave you breadcrumbs and shit. They literally, look, they gave you nothing. And you were begging for love, their attention. So if you're attracting partners who give you the bare minimum, or string you along, or you're attracting those type of people around you, it's because it has to do with your mom, or a female caretaker that did you like that. That's why. That's why you keep attracting lovers, because it's the realm of relationships. You keep attracting bosses, friends, and lovers who are like that. Someone like this, who breadcrumb you, manipulate you, try to self-sabotage you, give you breadcrumbs, and then disguise it as, oh, they didn't know, or like they don't know what they're doing. That's a lie. They know what they're doing. They're not stupid. So yeah. Yep. Until then, you won't be able to release your karmic debt. It's karmic debt. That's what karmic debt is you're stuck on something that you haven't healed from. Once you heal from it and forgive her, or accept that this is what happened, and you acknowledge your feelings, you release yourself from the bondage and the shackles of the debt. Therefore, you're no longer interested in attracting people like that, because you healed already from the pain. So now you're going to start attracting people who are not like this, breadcrumbing you and shit. You're going to start attracting people who really value you and see you. But again, it's a mirror, right? So you're still holding on to that resentment that somebody didn't value you or see you. That's what it is. See? It's death. It's the death process. That's what you're letting go of. This resentment that you've had towards whoever this person is for what they did to you, or how they treated you. And once you do, you can move on. Good for you. Dang, I dropped a card. Oh well. Alright, that was for my water signs. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The next reading is going to be for my fire signs. Last but not least, my fire signs. You guys usually always go first anyways. It's good to change it up. 65. All right. fire. We're using the Rider-Waite Tarot. Oh, I like this energy. You go from being stuck, not being able to get through a certain something, feeling like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. In Spanish, we say contra la espada y la pared. And then something happens, you liberate yourself. You love yourself enough to liberate yourself from something. And you move through. Chariot is moving forward. You learn a valuable lesson here, and you're moving forward. Here comes assistance. It's funny because I'm seeing this as your higher version of self finally getting through to you. I feel like if you were in a partnership or a relationship, that's going to end. I feel like there's too many disagreements, or this could have been a contract where you were stuck on a relationship or with somebody, you were stuck on somebody and didn't know what to do. You get clarity on the matter, and you stick up for yourself, or you speak some truths and they speak some truths, and you guys don't come to an agreement. So I feel like either way, there's forward movement in this situation because you both needed to be honest here. Which you do. There's some type of honesty that comes out, or a truth that comes out between how unsatisfied you both are. And then there's forward movement. I feel like some of you guys realize that you don't like your partners, or you guys don't like your partner and your partner doesn't like you. It's not a good match is what I'm getting for some of you guys. Damn. It's the truth. Some people are with people just because it's good sexual chemistry. But you guys are not a match for some of you guys. Yeah, I feel like you both were trying to make it work, but you guys can't stand each other. Like, there's love there, but I feel like there's too much disagreement, or it's not a good match. There's no, like, no real, I don't know, I feel like you both are different or don't want to change for each other here. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm getting the lovers here. I feel like you understand. I feel like somebody's going to cut their losses and realize that they're happier on their own. I think you both are. You both realize you're happier on your own. That's why a relationship's over. It's a mutual agreement here between the both of you. Yep. Somebody's going to cut their losses and walk away. Somebody's happier on their own anyways. Or if you're sad, you're still sad when you're with them. So what's the point of being with somebody if you still feel like they don't add any, they're not adding anything to your life besides companionship, or like besides like maybe sex and like somebody there physically so you don't feel alone. But I feel like somebody didn't, like, certain needs were not met on both parts, on both ends. And I don't think you could have because I don't think you guys were meant to be. You're not compatible. Let's see what else. Yeah, I feel like somebody's just, this is the Queen of Wands. King of Swords is on top. I feel like somebody's happy with their own company. Like you didn't lose anything. If anything, you won. I want you to see it this way. I know it might be painful that you have to end up alone again. I feel like somebody's more upset that they have to end up alone than to actually get rid of the person. I feel like you really didn't like this person. Like you didn't like who they were, who their friends were, who their family was. You didn't like their vices. You didn't like how, like it just almost seems like it was such a really bad pair. Like they were not adding anything to your life or you weren't adding anything to their life. Like it just wasn't the right pair. And I feel like you're more upset about having to end up alone than to be with the person, which says more about, that's what you, that's my point. So like, you're like, fuck that. You'd rather be alone than in bad company is what I'm getting. Or you're going to look for somebody else, but I don't know. I feel like like you just felt helpless in the situation. Yeah, it was like you couldn't depend on them for anything, which is what made you feel helpless in the first place. Yeah, you don't want to be with someone who can't be there for you, you know? And you have certain needs, and if you feel like those needs are not being met and you don't like the person to begin with, you shouldn't be with them. What's the point? Knight of Swords. Oh, this is you. I feel like somebody's coming at you. Somebody hates you. I feel like this is somebody that's going to come and attack you or disrespect you. Or I feel like somebody, for whoever this is, somebody's coming to come and like, they fight you or argue with you. This is somebody that you know. So maybe this was in the past. This is somebody you left behind that was not good to you, or you guys weren't good for each other. And then they're coming, somebody here, I don't know if this is a relationship, or this is a friendship, a sibling, a parent. I don't know who this is. This is somebody that knows you though. And they want, it's like they want to attack you for choosing to be on your own, or like they're going to be spiteful towards you because you chose yourself. You chose to be alone or on your own. I don't know. I don't think that you're the Knight of Swords. I think you're the Queen of Wands. And you're just like, what? Like, you're just unbothered. But there's somebody here coming to, like, say some harsh truths to you or come and, like, attack your character here. This is going to happen, okay? They want to make you feel less than. See how this person is begging for them? Like, they want to make you feel less than. They want to take their power back. So maybe you left somebody behind who used to treat you like this. Like you were less than, who you let treat like they were better than you. So they want that power back. And I think you took their power from them when you walked away. So now they feel out of control here. And this person doesn't like feeling out of control. So when they see you, they're going to be very butthurt or like spiteful because they're mad that you walked away from them and took your power back. Because ultimately you gave them power that they didn't deserve or that wasn't theirs. but you took it back when you walked away. So you're going, when you see them, you're going to see, this is someone from your past. When you see them, they're going to tell you something about yourself. Or they're going to try to spite you. They're mad at you. Because you walked away and you're happy and they're not. They're miserable. Still miserable. Interesting. What's the Ace of Pentacles? Let me get another deck. I want to see. Tisha said, "Dear Master." Oh, hell. Who you calling the master? Me or God? It called my ass a master. Thank you. So kind. It strokes my ego, but I'm not a master. Or am I? No, I'm just playing. I like that word. Well, you can call me master. No, I'm just playing. I'm not playing. All right. All right, let's see. What is this? She said, "My dear master." I felt special there for a second. All right. Magician. Yeah, this is you just watching this shit happen. Like, what the fuck? Like, you don't even know what to do or say because it's like, this is so in the past. Like, you were clearly over it. They're not. King of Swords in reverse. Then it came out upwards and then it came out in reverse. All right. Yeah, somebody's angry. Somebody's angry. It's in reverse. They're gonna say some things that this is an authoritative person, a person who can be harsh, crude, spiteful. And they are in reverse because the truths that are gonna come out are hurtful, but they're doing it because they're upset, but they use anger to fuel them. But you're the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you're not gonna say anything to this person. Like, they're gonna want to attack you or attack your character or say something to you, and you're just gonna watch them and then like go unfazed or unbothered because you don't have time. Damn. I feel like you just know that there's no reason to argue with this person or get into it with this person. I feel like there's no point. That's how you know you moved on from something or someone, because they might re-trigger you again, but that's okay. That's okay. They're going to re-trigger you again. And you're going to go home and you're probably going to cry. I'm not going to lie to you. But you'll be okay. This person is just resorting to last tactics to hook you again or make you pay. This person's vindictive. They're going to make you pay for how you made them feel. I think you stirred up an abandonment wound that they had, and it spiraled them out of control. Queen of Pentacles, yeah. You're just gentle, minding your own business. You don't want to fight with this person or argue with this person. I think you care about this person. You still love this person, but you don't want to engage with them again. I'm getting they're not good for you. But you will always love them is what I'm getting. That's why it triggers you. That's why it hurts. Because if it was somebody you didn't care about, whatever. But these words land because it's somebody you know that was close to you, that you care about a lot. That's why it's going to hurt. But you're going to walk away. It's an ending. You walk away anyways. Because you know you're better without them. They know. That's why. If your life wasn't better without them, you would be with them. You would hang with them. This could be a friend, a sibling, a parent, an ex, like a friend, whatever. An old job, right? Like they can, if your life wasn't better without them, that you would be there, but you never came back, meaning that you're happier where you're at. And so I think they're going to take that personal. It's killing them inside is what I'm getting. That's what they get for mistreating you. You didn't go and, get payback. You didn't go and, you know, any of that. You just went and you moved on. It could have taken you a while, but you moved on. Good for you. Yeah, they're going to want to fight, but you're not going to. They're going to make you want to lash back, but you're not going to. I think it's out of respect to, I think it's out of respect to yourself, really. Because you love yourself too much to do that. That's how you know you really are moved on. Because if you're not moved on, you're going to want to argue with them. You're going to get into it. Or like it might hurt you. But you're just going to watch this person crash out on their own. And it's going to be even more embarrassing because they're going to crash out in front of you, probably expecting a reaction from you. And you're going to just be like this. And that's going to kill them inside. It's like all of a sudden they know they have no control whatsoever. Like really have no control. And if they don't lash out at you, they're gonna try different tactics. But I feel like somebody's really angry still. Even if they try to disguise it, they can't. It's gonna kill them when they realize you moved on. Yeah, with the devil. Yeah, you're not going back for a second contract there. Nah, you're good. I'm getting somebody says they're good. Yeah, good for you. All right, well. All right, that was for. Here, any cards for me? As you like, sister. Okay. I think we got. Why? I think that's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I think that's it. Does anybody have any questions, comments regarding the reading? Does anybody want a reading for donations? I read for donations. If not, that's okay. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all next time. You can donate YouTube, Cash App, PayPal in the description box below. Click on more. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, I think it was 60, 70, 80, 90. Yeah, almost an hour and a half. It's a good day. It's a good day. All right, y'all. I love you so much. Take good care of yourselves. Take care.